for posterity and to get any answers or anything that you missed here. So here at Adwerx, we have three main products, and we've worked with the folks at Howard Hanna Corporate to make those products custom for you guys. And what that means is that when your agents use our products, they are not going to look like any realtors from any other company that use our products, which is cool, exciting. It'll allow your guys to distinguish themselves in their market and really stand out apart from any other realtors that are running with us in that area. So what I'm showing you guys right now here is that we have three main products. The first one on the far left here is called our Sphere product. And what is a sphere? I feel like a lot of people are probably familiar with that, but what we consider the sphere is your friends, your family, past clients. Some people like to load their seek list in there. Essentially what we can do is we take a list of email addresses and phone numbers, and we can match them to folks' computers and then show them your agent's ads. It's pretty awesome, super powerful. I will talk a little more about that later. That's just kind of the quick rundown. Our second product here in the middle is ads for your listings. Listing ads have been around for a long time. Most folks are pretty familiar with them. The way that the part that distinguishes ours a little bit is that we take this listing ad. An agent puts in the address, and then we will run this within a 15-mile radius of that address. And that's going to folks that we know are interested in buying in buying a home. And so you're getting it out there, you're getting it in front of an interested audience. And another great thing about this is that your agents can put in their seller's information, and then the seller will not only get targeted with the ad, but they will also receive information about the reporting on the ad and like how many eyes are getting on it. So really kind of is another little thing to help your agents distinguish themselves in their market. Lastly, here on the right side, we kind of have our bread and butter. This is what we started with. This is ads for zip code. And what this does is it helps agents to brand themselves in their particular market or in an area that they're trying to branch out into. So let's say the area code here is 27701. So if I was an agent here in Durham, North Carolina, I would put that zip code in, and then what would happen is my face would be in front of folks that we as Adwerx know are in the market to buy or sell real estate. So it's a really cool way to get your face out there and to brand you to agents for your agents to brand themselves in that area. With those ads, who do we target? This is a question that a lot of folks ask. So first of all, we target local prospects who are in the market for real estate. I'll go into this a little more in a minute about how we do it, but what in the market means is that these folks are, through their browsing behaviors, we've seen them on real estate portals, mortgage calculators, looking at school districts, and getting moving quotes. And through those behaviors, the ad networks tag them as in the market for real estate. And so then by having them tagged that way, we then know that those are the right people to get ads in front of. Secondly, I touched on this a little bit, but we tag your sphere of influence. I mentioned before, friends, family, past clients, that sort of thing. And what this does is, even with friends, family, past clients, even if they're not in the market to buy or sell, it's awesome to kind of stay in front of them and let them know that, or remind them that you are an agent, you're in the area. That way, even if they don't need your services, they'll remember, oh, hey, I had a great experience with Jane. Let me recommend her to my neighbor that I know is selling their house soon, or that sort of thing. It's really awesome. It's powerful. We see a lot of good results with this. And once we get those people targeted, we're able to show them ads wherever they go. What this means is that we'll show them ads on the computer, on their phone, on their tablets, and this is also on Facebook as well. And it's on websites where they spend the majority of their time. So while folks are looking for a home, they're obviously not spending all of their time on real estate portals. And so we think it's important to get outside of those portals and onto these premium websites and local websites where people are spending their time. Because even though they are in the market for a home, they're still looking on CNN at the news, Huffington Post, Yahoo at news, ESPN, they want to check their sports scores, or, they're on weather.com checking either their local weather or, maybe they're planning a trip. Well, we want to get those ads in front of them wherever they are online. How do we do this? This is a little more of the technical background here. So we do this through behavioral retargeting. I'm sure most people are familiar with this, whether or not you realize it. But what behavioral retargeting is in this example I'm showing you, maybe you visited a travel site. In this one, it's Bermuda. I don't know if it's cold and dreary where you are, and you just wanted to look at something sunshiny, or if you're actually planning a trip there in the near future. What happens later is you're browsing the internet, you're on a different site, maybe looking at the news, business news, world news, whatever, and you see an ad for Expedia. Well, you were never on Expedia. So this is called behavioral retargeting. So through you visiting the Bermuda website, the ad networks then tagged you as someone that has an intent to travel or that is interested in travel. And so they let Expedia know that, and that way Expedia was able to get in front of you and show you a relevant ad. So we do something similar with the folks that are on the mortgage calculators, real estate portals, et cetera, and show them relevant real estate ads. Second way we do this is through website retargeting. I'm sure most people are also familiar with this. You're on Amazon or Nordstrom, Macy's, et cetera. You look at a pair of shoes, dress, shirt, or tie, and then that follows you around the web. And sometimes they can follow you around for a long time, even after you purchase it or if you're no longer interested. But it's still relevant to your interest, which is kind of the key thing there. So we do allow, we have retargeting pixels included with all of our ads that can be dropped onto realtors' pages, and that will then allow folks to be retargeted with that realtor's specific ads. So all that's pretty great and powerful. What about the back end? What about once you're actually running an ad? Well, we offer reporting to each individual agent, and this can be done either through their email. So we can have either a daily email, a weekly email, or they can turn it off. And the shot here is actually from Jane Smith, our example agent here. This screenshot is from the back end of her account. So if an agent decides that they get too many emails anyway, they just want to kind of go in and look at the individual campaigns they're running and they're reporting for that, they can do that as well. And this is just a really high level view of what that looks like. To break it down a little better, if they want to look at the detailed reporting in the account, we have the ability to look at views here on the left and clicks on the right. So this is all time, how long this ad had been running. It had received 16,000 views, a little over 16,000 views. And then the clicks are there on the right side. This can also be broken down, as you see, it says view daily ad views and then view daily ad clicks. So if they want to get a little more in the weeds with their reporting, we allow them to do that as well. To jump back real quick, if a agent is running a listing ad, the seller will receive kind of a similar report, although it's slightly different. And then if an agent is running a Facebook ad, we will help them follow up as quickly as possible. So if someone comments on their Facebook ad, we'll shoot them an email and let them know that someone has commented, and that way they can really stay on top of that person and keep that interaction going and make sure that they're kind of warming up that relationship. Best of all, we like to say here, it is brilliantly simple to get started. So let me hop into the Howard Hanna portal here. And just so everyone's aware, we have the portal set up, and this, I came straight into the portal, but there's going to be 3 ways to get here. One way, you can go to adwerx.com, and then if you scroll down, we have all of our partners listed, and Howard Hanna's in there as well, so you can come in that way. You can type in howardhanna.adwerx.com, or for agents and for folks that have access to the Howard Hanna intranet, the easiest way to get here is going to be through the single sign-on from your back end, and that will actually bring you directly to your account page. So you can skip this home page right here altogether. So now that I've told you a little bit about the products, we're going to go into a demo here. So we'll start out with ads for your listings. In order to do this, we'll say promote a listing. One of the great parts about having a partnership with Howard Hanna is that we receive feeds from Howard Hanna, and so through these feeds, we are able to really put some powerful technology behind this, and your agents are going to be able to put in their active listings. It does have to be active for us to spin it up on our own. And so they'll say, promote my listing. And then what's going to happen is that since this is an active listing, we're able to pull in everything from your feed. So here, to go through the fields, we have the price, we have the location, we have the agent's image. These can all be changed. So if this has had a recent reduction, Lynn could drop the price down there a little bit. If for some reason this location was slightly wrong, she could update that as well. Also with her headshot here, maybe it's an older headshot, maybe she has something new, or maybe it's just not cropped the way that she would prefer. So we do offer the ability to kind of update that as well. And so I'm just gonna pull in here on Lynn, and we will crop that. As you can see, this is something I was going to mention later, but since I am not in my admin account, our customer service and success team here thinks that I'm a visitor to the site. So if at any time during building these ads, your agent has a question, Brandon or any one of our team here is always more than happy to help. So never feel like you're bothering them if you click here, and they are here during standard business hours. So for us, that's 8:30 to 5:30 Eastern Standard Time, since we're in North Carolina. And they are also around on the weekends a little bit as well, in order to help, because we know real estate that agents are, working 24/7. So we want to be here as much as possible for them. Now that we've changed Lynn's headshot there, we kind of zoomed in on her a little more so you can see her a little better. If the property image needs to be updated, we can do that as well. We can crop it similarly to what we did with her shot. So if we just want to pull in here on the house a little more, and then maybe show that it does have that waterfront and highlight that a little better, we can do that. Or if we wanted to, if they wanted to put in an entire new picture, we can do that as well, just by clicking the upload and then browse, and then we can pull in a new photo. This is obviously not the exact same house, but if they wanted to update the photo, they could do that as well. This is not going to change Lynn's listing, so no one worry about that. This is just for an example here. So obviously a different house, still a beautiful house. I'm sure Lynn can get it sold quickly. So the next step here is that we have these flags available for the status of the home. So right now it's on none, but as you can see, we have just listed, just sold, price reduced, open house. So if any of those are applicable, Lynn can pick one of those, and as you can see, the open house popped in right there, gave it that extra oomph so that folks know that there is an upcoming open house. And Lynn's name is right, but if it was not, she could update that as well. So once we're kind of happy with the way this looks, the cool thing here is that you can press see all ad sizes, and by clicking that, we'll go ahead and show you the Facebook ad that we have generated from this standard web ad here. And if those look good, we can click next. And as I mentioned earlier, we'll advertise within 15 miles of the property. Now, this is our default setting because from some NAR studies, it's shown that I think it's 75% of people move within a 12-mile radius. And so we wanted to stick within that and then give it a little buffer zone there. But if this was the example I tend to use is if this home was in a retirement community or a date that or a community where people are moving in from out of state or out of city, and that's a pretty well-known factor. We could, for instance, if this was in Florida and we know folks are retiring there from New York, we could just target New York City. So, but I'm going to stick with the 15-mile radius and click next here. Another great thing about the partnership is that with the feed we get the listing page as well. So this is already in there. What I'm going to do is open up a new tab, and then we will just make sure that this is the correct listing page. And these should be the updated URLs should come in eventually. It'll be I believe it is agentsname.howardhanna.com and then the listing information. So, but since this looks right, it brings us to the correct page. We can see the rest of the photos of the property. Looks like a beautiful home here in Hertford, North Carolina. We can go back, and now that we've confirmed that is correct, we can just click next. And if you know that this is right off the bat, there's no need to do that. I just wanted to kind of show you that there. Before I go over this page, I did have one quick question come in from Dennis, and he's asking if you can update the flags mid-campaign, for example, for an open house. Yes, Dennis, agents are able to do that. We just ask that if the open house is on Sunday, you'll want to update the flag on either Thursday or Friday. And that's just because when any changes are made to the ad network is required to reapprove it. And so it can be down from anywhere from generally 12 to 24 hours. That's another reason that our team is here on the weekends, is in order to approve those changes and pass them along to the ad networks so that we can get those up and running as quickly as possible. That does not affect the number of impressions that people receive because it's essentially just paused during that time. So good question. Once we get through and we know that the listing looks good, next thing here is to choose the campaign length. So these prices do reflect the Howard Hanna discount, and then you can see if someone, maybe it's a listing that they know in advance is going to need a little more love and might sit on the market a little while longer. They can go ahead and advertise it for a longer length of time if they would like to. And once they've chosen their run time here, I'm just going to put in 2 weeks. They can choose the launch date, which is either as soon as possible, or to Dennis's question, if they didn't want it to run quite yet and it was going to have an open house the first weekend of June, maybe they would want it to start running May 31st and then run a week from there. So it's kind of up to the agent. We left some decisions up to them, obviously, because it is their listing and they do know the best way to market it here. So over here on the right, we can confirm with the ad preview if everything still looks okay, which we're pretty certain that it did from earlier. So take a look at that, and then look at the destination page, double check the listing address, and then the last part down here is to update the payment information. Dennis is asking if managers can do this for their agent's listing. Dennis, that's kind of on a case-by-case basis. You can list. You can put up listings for your agents, but as far as going into their account and editing it, that's something that I guess you have to deal with them, because I don't know, a lot of people are pretty protective of their passwords. So I would say that's more on a brokerage level decision, whatever you guys will decide. So contact information, payment information, the contact information, if they single sign on in, this should already be there, so there will be no need to do that. So for the listing product, that is it. Next, we'll go into the zip code product here, and with the zip code product, what we're going to do here is, once again, if you have single sign-on in, they will your name and your city will already be there. So you can just say check availability. And I'm not an agent, but I have placed myself in here for examples like this. So what we're going to do is I'll select myself, obviously, because that is who I am. And then the next step here is to choose the zip code spots that you want to claim. So here we do call out that the Howard Hanna discount is applied once again. And as you can see, there are a lot of zip codes in Durham that are available. This is it's a pretty hot market in some places, and 27707 being one of the hottest, actually, which is probably why that it's sold out and there's a wait list. But your agents should choose the zip codes that are most applicable to them. And once they decide which one or two they want to run in, they can choose multiple. They'll see that with the web ads, they receive 10,000 views per month. Now, if they wanted to run a mobile and or Facebook ad in the same zip code, they could choose that as well. And with those, we receive about 5,000 views per month. Now, these are minimum views or impressions that are folks seeing these in different placements on the internet or on Facebook and mobile. And as you'll notice, they are the same price for Facebook and mobile. And this is due to essentially just the cost that it actually is to advertise on those platforms. And so your agents are aware, mobile and Facebook ads, we do typically see better engagement on, which is just a higher click rate, essentially. And that is just something to keep in mind. So once they pick these, let's say they did also want to be in 27707, but as you can see, the web ads are sold out. Well, what they're able to do is they can join the wait list, and then as a partner agent as a partner, we are able to email them when one of these becomes available. But as partners, another cool thing is that we allow them, we will send an email a day early, which kind of gives them a little bit of advantage on those that aren't partner agents in order to get in here to 27707. Yelena is asking how many agents per zip code before it's sold out. So we do allow essentially 10 per zip code, 5 for web and 5 for mobile. And that is in order to not really oversaturate that area. We do see sometimes that an agent will come in here and buy all 5 themselves. So it's entirely up to them and how they would like to spend their marketing dollars. Finally, if there is a zip code that they would like to advertise in, but we're not seeing it. So for instance, I live in an area that is on the border of Durham and Raleigh. So it's actually a Raleigh zip code, so it wouldn't have come up in this. We can type that in and then check availability. And as you'll see, there are some spots available there, so we can grab those as well. One quick call out is that you don't have to run both. You can run just one or just the other. I'm going to select both here just so we can see all of the different sizes that will populate from this. So once we've chosen the zip codes that we would like to run in, we will say next so that we can edit the ad. Once again, as partner agents, all of this will come in through the feed. So there's very, very little to do once you're here. Mainly, we can update the name. So let's say I actually prefer to go by Edward. I can update that. The image, once again, similar to the listing product, can be cropped, or we can upload a new one as well. One really cool thing that we have done, and it was a new feature that we added for Howard Hanna agents, is that we have the availability to put the colors here that folks want. So we can either give a color that is, they're all Howard Hanna colors. So we can either select the green or the gray, and it will very quickly swap out the color of the fonts and then also the color of the logo. So this is what green looks like, but if I would like to go gray, I can click gray, and then as you can see, the font updated as well as everything else in the ad. The office phone is something that I believe is being added to the feed, but for right now it's not there. So agents will have to put that in on their own. One thing to note about that is that if they do try and bypass that and click next, we have made this a required field. So they are required to enter this. So I'm going to put that in here real quick. So now that that's in there, we will be able to continue to the next step. I'm going to go with green today. I went with gray on the last demo. And so once we've picked this and have all the fields filled out and know that they're the way that we want them to be, we can click see all ad sizes. And what this will do is it will generate all of the different sizes. And what that does is from this one web ad, we've now rendered a Facebook ad that'll show on the Facebook newsfeed. We have put together a web banner ad that'll show in some different size places on the web. And then we put together a mobile apps ad, which will show in apps on folks' cell phones. And once again, when we're happy with that, we can hit next. And as partner agents, this will be in here, and it'll be their agent page. So we'll hit next here, and then finally we're here at the finished setting up your campaign page. We can double check everything on the right, make sure that it looks the way that we expected it to. Once again, check the destination page. We have some facts down here at the bottom. And then the final step is the billing. So we have called out the savings here with the partner discount. A lot of folks, the first time they use it, they will go quarterly. And if they see that the ads are working and that they're being recognized, that sort of thing in their area, then they'll come back in at some point and upgrade to annual. And if they do choose to run annual, as you can see, that is we offer an additional savings there. So they'll scroll down. They can enter their payment information. I'm going to go quarterly here, and as you can see, the total, the Howard Hanna discount, and then we let them know that the campaign will renew quarterly. And we do that in order to make sure that that if they want that zip code will remain theirs. We don't want that to lapse and then it goes to someone else that may have been on the wait list there. So the final step is to enter the payment information, and then they will purchase and launch the ad. We're going to go back and go over the Sphere advertising. So real quick, I do have a couple questions from Rita. Rita, yes, the web ad and the Facebook ad are separately priced out, and like I said, that they're not required to run in both. I picked both just so we could see all of the different ad sizes there. Agents are more than welcome to do one or the other or both, or they can purchase multiple of one. It is entirely up to them. And then second question from Rita, is this available to managers for recruiting efforts? Yes, it sure is. I'm about to go over the Sphere product, and that's the one that we really market to managers, and that is available up here in the real estate dropdown. We have a recruiting ads tab here, and what that is it is the Sphere ad essentially, but it is built slightly differently, and the pricing is a bit more scalable depending on how many impressions you would like to put out, and then how many people you would like to target with that. Also, another question here from Kevin, who has asked, can I own one of the 5 zip codes for as long as I want, assuming I pay as necessary? Kevin, that is correct, and that is one reason why we do have the recurring setup. That way, it's like my let's see, my NPR subscription is set up recurring, so that way I always know that I'm a supporter. Not quite the same case, first thing that came to mind, but yes, that is correct. Finally, another question here from Chris about the Zip product. The 5 slots are market-wide, not just Howard Hanna. Is it possible that a zip code is already full? Yes, Chris, that is a potential. Those 5 are market-wide, which is why we allow the wait list. Also, let's say that the web product is sold out. Agents are still more than welcome to advertise on the on the mobile and Facebook product instead, if they would still like to target that zip code, but they're sold out. Same goes for if Facebook and mobile sold out, they could still run on the web if they would like to. So I'm going to go ahead and pop in here to the Sphere product. With the Sphere product, we do offer a short 3-day trial period, and the trial period is kind of brief. We understand that, but it is a pretty powerful advertising, because you're getting in front of people that are already familiar with you. And so during those first few days, we have agents, and we actually have a few people running these internally, just to kind of experiment with them. And a lot of folks will get their moms, friends, family members, coworkers, screenshotting advertisements that they see of them and sending them over. Oh, hey, this is really cool, within those first few days. So it works pretty quickly. So that's why we offer that trial there. As partner agents, once again, this information will already be here, but then we'll say start free trial. I'm going to select myself again, and the way that this is built is essentially identical to the Zip ad. It's just that it targets a different set of people. So it's still kind of the standard branding ad. So all of the information here is the exact same. We can crop or upload a new photo. We can change the themes again. And then once again, the office phone is still required. So That is something that will always be here. And then the cell phone as well. Again, here we can see all ad sizes, and it'll say creating your optimized ads. And then once again, it'll pop up with these different sizes. So we have the Facebook ad again, the web ad, which is the one that we're kind of used to dealing with here when we're building everything out, web banner, and mobile apps ad. Once we're happy with all this, we'll click next. Your website will be here, or the agent site, excuse me, will be here. And finally, here's the targeting step. And there will be instructions coming out to you guys later of how you can tell your agents to get their contacts in here. From what I understand, they will be able to copy and paste them out into an Excel somehow. I'm not sure of the exact process of that yet, but that will be included later in some of the educational materials you'll receive. If they have other groups of people that are in any of these other CRMs or email providers here, we give instructions of how to kind of sync up with those things. So with Gmail, we can import from Gmail, which will just sign in and pull in the contacts. LinkedIn, we show how to download a CSV file from LinkedIn, and then so on and so forth. So the way that most people put contacts in here, though, is just by clicking Add Contacts down here at the bottom, and then they either copy and paste emails in, which is what you guys are going to be able to do, or what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload a file of emails. So what this file is it is my LinkedIn contact file. And so I just followed the instructions that we have of how to download the file, and then I pulled it and saved it on my desktop. So as you can see, the upload was successful. Our tool here has found a little over 1,000 contacts. If I wanted to, I could add more contacts. I'm pretty happy with targeting those 1,000 people though. So we'll scroll down, and then if you did upload 2 different lists and we saw like an overlap there, we'll have total unique emails loaded, and then total uploaded might be a little higher if there's 2 lists in there. And that's just so we're not doubling up on the same person. Another thing down here to notice is that there's the option to only show my ad to contacts within 25 miles of Durham. That is, in my case, something that's very relevant because I've moved around a little bit in my personal professional career. And so my LinkedIn has contacts from all over. But obviously, as an agent, if I were an agent, I would really only want to show it to contacts here. I wouldn't want folks in California, I mean, necessarily to see my ad all the time. So that would be my advice. So we'll click next. And then we're here at the familiar checkout page again. So once again, as I mentioned, with Quarterly, we do have the free trial, and then it goes to a little under $85 a month with a discount. Or if they wanted to run an annual campaign, it does end up being a little cheaper again. So verify the ad looks good, and once again, enter the payment information. And the contact information will already be there, and the credit card information. The only way that this varies for the recruiting ad is, like I said, is the pricing. I will scroll down here to the bottom, as that is where the pricing is listed. So, but I believe this will come out in the educational materials as well. So it's the same product essentially. Like I said, it varies based on how many contacts you want to put in there and how many ad views you want. So we have a standard, a pro, and then a premium plan. Premium plan is obviously for more giant lists. So, but that is something to keep in mind, Rita. Go back here to the main page, and I've had a couple questions come in. So Chris asks, does one form of advertising override another? For example, if agent AE owns an entire zip code, but agent F has Sphere within that zip code with their ads from all agents or just from the Sphere agent. So that is a good question, Chris. They are separate. So you could potentially see from both if you are in someone's Sphere list, but you also are on the realty portals, and so you're kind of tagged as having the intent, to be in the market. You could potentially see someone's zip code branding campaign as well as a Sphere ad. So Mark asks, for the Sphere, is there a limit of names that can be input for the monthly price? Mark, the limit that we have there is 5,000, which is a rather giant list, in my opinion. With that, it is a minimum of 2,500 impressions that we're showing to those people over the course of a month. So at 5,000 people and 2,500 impressions, that means that not everyone's going to see your ad in that month. So we do recommend that that you are kind of selective with the folks that you're putting in there, and that way there aren't any wasted impressions necessarily. So Robbins is asking, what if an agent retires and wants to cancel? Is that possible? Are they responsible for the entire amount? Robbins, I am not, unfortunately, the best person to answer that. I believe that I know we can cancel, certainly, but I'm just not exactly sure off the top of my head what the refund procedure is. That is what our customer success team is here for, and they love talking to agents and helping people out when issues like that do arise. Dottie is asking me, can you use recruiting ad in a zip code? They are rather separate, but if you are running the recruiting ad, you can highlight that only show to within 25 miles of whatever your city is, and that is not exactly the same thing, but depending on the size of your zip code, it could take care of that for you. That's the closest thing available. Do we have any other questions? I'm happy to answer questions during this time about any of the ads or about reporting. So Kevin is asking about reporting. So Kevin is asking, what is an average click to view ratio? Excuse me. How do you explain a good ratio to a consumer? So Kevin, the Internet Advertising Federation typically says that 1 click for every 1,000 views is good. So I know that's a little underwhelming typically, but we do normally see a little more than that with our ads, and we like to think that's because we put it in front of a relevant audience. So, but that's basically what we can expect to see is 1 to 1,000, and the way to explain that, I guess, is probably the way that I just did. It is more of a branding effort. A lot of really large internet retailers see that this is a good place to put their money for that brand recognition, and so we've tried to break that down and make that easy for realtors to do as well. So the clicks may be a little underwhelming, but like I said, it is a branding play. Stacy is asking, could an agent take over another agent's account if the agent wanted to cancel, but another agent wanted to begin the program? So Stacy, that is not something I believe that we currently offer. And that is to be, let's say that is to be fair to other people that could potentially be on a wait list. That is a good question though. Elena is asking, can you cancel a commitment for a listing ad that goes pending sold? Yes, you sure can. In that case, what we would do is we would have the agent come in and cancel the ad. And once that ad is canceled, their account typically will be credited with whatever the remaining spend is that hasn't gone to serving ads. And then that will be in there, never expires, never goes away. And it can, either go towards their next listing, or if they want to run a zip campaign, etc. Basically, the next time they are billed, that credit will be applied first. We also do have, I wanted to mention, we have automated listing ads available. Those are, so once everyone's actually in their account, this will be on the back end as well. But one way to look at it is by clicking this real estate dropdown, and then we have automated ads for listings here. And what that means is that since we do get a feed from you guys, it really kind of takes the effort off of the agents. And what it does is that an agent would sign up for the automated listings, and then the ads are created as soon as a new listing comes in. And once we do that, we will send an automated email to the agent that gives them a confirmation that the ads have been created, and they can log in and edit any details that they would want to. And then they can also add their client's email so their client can receive those reports that I was talking about. And similar to our standard listing ads, these will look the same. They're displayed on the same sites. It just kind of, like I said, it really just takes the effort off of even having to come in here and create an ad. They'll still receive reporting, and then similar to the standard ads, they will also, if something goes pending sold, they can cancel it. Also, if for some reason maybe it's a low value property or something that they don't really want to put marketing dollars behind in this area, they can also come in and cancel that as well. Stacy is asking, I think this is back to the Sphere product. Sometimes iPhones duplicate contacts when they are synced. Can the product distinguish duplicates and weed them out, or would these count as two when uploading? So Stacy, our product does distinguish them. And so if you uploaded a list of 200 contacts and they were all duplicates, we would say that they were 100 unique contacts found, and then we would only market to those 100 people. That way we're not doubling up the impressions on folks that are already going to see your advertising. All right, any other product questions, reporting questions? We've got a few more minutes here, and I'm happy to answer anything else. Or if anything else comes up later, I'm also happy to answer those as well. As a reminder, this was recorded, and you will receive it, or we'll have access to it afterwards as well. Give about a minute more just to make sure that I have answered everyone's questions. Looks like we are good. Once again, thank you guys so much for joining today. I really appreciate your time, and I really appreciate the folks that I've worked with to make this as cool for your agents as it is. We're really excited to get this out in front of them and have them be able to market themselves in this way. So once again, thank you very much, and I'm really looking forward to this launch. Have a great day, guys.